Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 14. Early confirmed spoilers, so I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. I know the spoilers, sometimes they happen on Thursday, sometimes it's early Friday morning. Before we get started, before I announce these spoilers, I do want to give a special shout out to the Spoiling Dead's fan page. That would be, all the people do the hard work over there, especially Shiny Firefly, Ninja Pancake. I love me some pancakes. Wonderful job with the Q&A this week. So there is some, some twisted stuff here. I'm not going to say it's to a level of be careful, we can't talk about it, that type of thing. I mean, we know it's going to get a little bit creepy. It's going to get a little bit eerie. So there's going to be some death. I do have to tell you, there's going to be some death, and I'm going to get into it. I'm going to walk through their Q&A. So this is not my information. I'm just the one broadcasting. Before we get into it, I do want to say what's up to Valar. Super chat and says, hello, 99 Army, Kill Steph, Emmy, Kels, Sweet Tommy, sponsors, patrons, all the super chatters, and all new channel members. Amazing. So I know everybody's like, hey, can Kills get to the spoilers? But let me do this, because I would not be here if it weren't for all the patrons, all the support, all of you, and the channel members. So take a look in the top right at all the new channel members up there. I mean, Sheila Beasley, Tina Nicole Jordan, William the 99 Billboard, Kitty Cat, Sam, The Walking Dead. You saw a Newfeld 12, and also a brand new patron as well, too. Deidre Lesage. So thank you so much for everything that you guys do. So if you guys are ready to get into it, then pike the like button. Let's get this like button liked up to 100 really quick, and then I'm going to jump into it. And you guys can also see the brand new Steph the Cuervo Queen emojis unlocked. And tonight at 8 o'clock, Freestyle Friday. I got a feeling Kel's emoji is going to be unlocked. All right, here we go, everybody. Let's get into it. So there was a disclaimer like, hey, this is going to be really dark, really twisted, and I know there's going to be some oohs and some ahs here. So there's a lot of kids in this episode. So we've speculated all week who did these scars, who marked them up. So I'm going to tell you the way it goes down. So there's a lot of kids shown in the flashback. They are a bunch of children that are supposedly the adoptive children of this badass chick named Joseline. Joseline is an old friend of Michonne's. And she claims that all the adults didn't make it, and she just has all these children left over. So remember in a little bit of the teaser, Michonne asked Daryl, like, are you lonely? And Daryl didn't say anything, and she's like, I am. So, we find out Michonne is really lonely, and she lost Rick. But out of the heavens, one of Michonne's old friends from the past, or previous life, Joseline, shows up. Thank you so much, Kimberly M., for that super chat, and says support for this awesome channel. Thank you. Appreciate that. You guys are amazing. So I'm going to jump back into it. Appreciate that. Joseline shows up. Joseline is played by Rutina Wesley. I guess she was Tara in True Blood. You guys may know her from that. So they were close friends either from high school or college. So now we know who the evil person is. But hold on, this is where it gets really wicked, because people want to know, well, what happens with the flashback? There's multiple flashbacks all throughout the episode. So it basically says it's a story of Joseline and her children when they show up in Alexandria. She's supposedly injured, and Michonne takes them in. Now you can see why Michonne didn't want to take anybody in, because of what goes down here. Michonne is relieved. She has a real friend, helps her cope with Rick being gone. But Joseline betrays them. She and all her children raid all their pantry items, their infirmary, and they take off with all of the children from Alexandria, including Judith. Judith gets hijacked. Judith gets kidnapped. Joseline takes all the kids. She's a kidnapper. Oh boy, it gets crazy. It gets crazy from there. Michonne and Daryl, oh yeah, they go out there. They find them. And what do you think is going to happen when Michonne and Daryl find them? Wrong. You were wrong. The kids kidnap Michonne and Daryl and tie them up and brand them with X's. It's the kids that do it. They mark them. This woman, Joseline, has made these kids into savages. They know how to fight. They know how to steal. They know how to mark people. So why do they put X's on them? In case they escape, they know the X marks the enemy. And they do escape. Daryl gets loose, frees up Michonne, and they're searching for Judith. They have a confrontation. Before we get into that confrontation, let me give a little bit of love to my man, Pete D. What's up? Thank you so much, Pete D. More support for the amazing channel. And I'm going to tell you guys, as this is a brief commercial introduction before I get into it, be back here at 8 o'clock because we're going to have some fun with Freestyle Friday. If you guys like what we're doing here, then you're going to like Freestyle Friday. So Daryl gets loose, frees up Michonne, runs into trouble after a confrontation with Joseline. Michonne kills her friend Joseline. Kills her. And Michonne is forced to fight the children. Michonne ends up killing most of the children as well. That's where it gets dark, everybody. She kills her friend and has to kill all these children. Whew. Nuts. We got crazy super chats going on. I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to give some shout-outs to these super chatters as well, because we got William the 999 Walking Billboard with the what the, and Mish Puddin getting up in the fuchsia. That is a fuchsia super chat. Mish says, loves to all the mods who are the best and kills the captain, my captain. Thank you so much, Mish. I appreciate that. Thank you, really. I appreciate your support on all different avenues of this channel. You're amazing. We got a couple more super chats while everybody's catching their breath. Angie Homan, hey, Army Mods, kills. I'm driving, but I'm listening. Love you all. Angie Homan, don't super chat and drive. Make sure you're at least at a stoplight. That might have been our first driving super chat. Be careful, okay? In all seriousness. Beta the Chosen One. So why do the other groups hate Michonne? Hold on, Beta. We haven't gotten into that yet. And I don't know. To be honest, I don't know the spoilers got into that. So let me say this. The spoilers and the Q&A, they did an amazing job getting this information out there, but there's still some information that is not included in these spoilers, which means we're going to find out some stuff. So even if you don't like spoilers, do like spoilers, there's still going to be some other details that are going to surface. And I think that's going to be fun to figure out as well. All right, hold on. We got more stuff, everybody. Big question that inquiring minds want to know. Does Daryl kill any of the children, or is it just Michonne? It's just Michonne. She goes beast mode. Beast absolute craziness. And then we go back to present day. Oh, it ain't done. That's the creepy flashback stuff. It gets worse, everybody. Well, it might not get worse than that. It gets different. All right, here we go. The Daryl and Judith talk. So we saw that. So in present day, Judith tells Daryl she heard all the stories, and Daryl tells Judith that her mom's doing, what to keep RJ safe. So we know that. Judith disagrees and said other people are important too. And Judith asked Daryl if he'll stay. You guys saw that in the teaser, but that's important because that goes to the storyline. So Damon Dorizio, super chatting it up. Thank you so much, Damon. Appreciate you as well. Julia, that's a good question, but if they're using the term kids, young enough that Michonne feels guilty about killing them, that maybe there's some regret there. All right, so the question that came up is, Daryl takes Henry and Lydia to Alexandria, but do they leave? Yes. Here's where, boy, this is what I was afraid was going to happen. Sort of. Daryl, Connie, Lydia, and Henry leave right after Sadiq patches up Henry's leg. Lydia doesn't feel welcome there. Henry's going to follow Lydia. Daryl is going to leave. They're going somewhere else. They're not welcome. We're going to get to that in a second. But everybody wants to know what's going on with Negan. Judith, after she had the conversation with Daryl, said other people important. Judith runs off after Daryl and everybody else in a panic. Michonne goes to Negan. So Daryl's leaving. Judith doesn't like it. Judith wants to go find him. And Michonne's going crazy, like, where's Judith? she goes to Negan and she's like, where is Judith? What happened? Did you talk to her? Did you tell her something? And Negan says, I haven't spoken to her since yesterday. So Negan puts it all together and says, and he knows now, Michonne has lost her daughter. And she's freaking out again. And so Negan finally tells Michonne, like, look, your daughter's just like you. She ain't going to sit by and just let things happen. She's going out after him. And Michonne's like, yeah, it makes sense to her. She is like me. Negan basically says she decided not to take any crap sitting down. She's going to do what Michonne would do. That's when Michonne realizes that Judith left to find Daryl and the others. Michonne finds Judith alone in the woods and saves her from some walkers. A la Carol saving Henry in the woods. So I don't like this. I don't love this part of the story. But it does make sense. We saw it with other people. You know, these kids, they act tough, and then we realize that they bite off more than they can chew. So I think this serves as a couple things. One, we've all said Judith's a badass. She can take care of herself. She can take care of herself. And I think we just found out the world is saying to Judith, no, you can't. All right. So a question that came up. Do we see any groups making it on their way to the fair? If so, who? And William Finney is like, my mind is blown away right now. It's going to be good, William. It's going to be good. Someone was typing earlier and said they saw the spoilers, didn't think it was going to be good. I disagree. I think you could not be more wrong. I think they're piecing this together perfectly because you're about to find out some stuff for episode 15. So hold on one second. At the very end, we see a wagon going through the gates of the kingdom to the fair, but we don't see who is in the wagon. Who would get their own wagon escort going into the fair? Maybe Ladies of Oceanside? So now that we know the Ladies of Oceanside weren't killed, we know they're still out there. There's also a rumor that Frankie will show up at the fair as well. Now, I've heard speculation Frankie could be a Whisperer. One of Negan's ex-wives could be a Whisperer. Just keep that in mind. It's a rumor. Maybe Alpha. I don't think it's Alpha because I'll tell you why in a second. So, do we see anything in the kingdom? Are they aware of what's going on? Only at the end, when two Whisperers witness a wagon entering the kingdom, we have no idea how they're able to find the kingdom. And how does the episode end? It ends with Michonne and Judith. Hold on, I might have missed something here. I think I missed one little tidbit of spoiler information for you guys. Okay, here we go. The episode ends with Michonne, Judith catching... Oh, here it is. All right. This is the big news. Big news. You guys might see it as, okay, whatever, but no. Yes, it ends with Michonne and Judith catching up to Daryl and company, and they go to the kingdom together. The final scene is the two Whisperers finding the kingdom. Now, if that does not shout out Red Fair, I don't know what does. If that's not building it up for episode 15, we were wondering, how does everybody get there? How's Daryl going to be there? How's Connie going to be there? What about Henry and Lydia? I mean, 2 weeks ago, when Henry was captured, we were thinking like, well, okay, this ain't going to make sense. How's Henry even going to get there? And we did say they would go to Alexandria. We were right. Now, we were a little bit wrong with the spacing, but now that Judith's out in the woods, Michonne's there, they decide to go to the kingdom together, probably put their differences behind them and say, you know what? Now's the time we need to go appreciate the other people. Whew. Yeah, it is going to be... There is a storm. There's a monsoon coming, Emmy. So, initially, it seemed kind of choppy when we were sort of piecing it together. I think the writers did a wonderful job filling this in. All right, Judith leaving to chase Daryl. At first glance, you might say, why would she do that? But the conversation between Judith and Daryl was important. So they sort of built that up. And that way you know where she stands with it. So A leads to B, leads to C. I don't think it's bad. I think it flows pretty good. So I'm just going to put it out there. The super, super hype meter. We have been waiting to find out about these scars. We know it's the kids that do the branding. It's not another group. I think we're all kind of wrong to a degree. Nobody knew it was going to be a bunch of little kids doing this. And you think of some of the scars theories that have been out there. Now, you know what? Actually, we'll do that tonight in freestyle. One of the things we're going to talk about, if somebody changes the subject, we're going to talk about all the scar theories because there were some good ones. And I said last night, I was going to make a bold statement. I said I thought it was Daryl and Michonne, and they branded each other because they did something really dark, that maybe they killed a bunch of kids, and they wanted to remember it. Well, I was kind of right with some of it, but I wasn't right with the rest of it. But I put 10 theories out there, so you know what? I'm not even going to say I was right. All right. Everybody, really quickly, from a scale to a 1 to a 10, how excited are you for the fair? Who's excited for the fair now that we know we got everybody in attendance? And I think you're going to see some screens. Delaware Sasquatch says, major letdown on the scars. We haven't seen it yet. So, I still think we got to see it play out. Remember, sometimes when you're reading these, in Delaware, I'm trying to put as much emotion into it when I read it as possible. But when you visualize it on the screen and you feel a little bit of what Michonne's going to go through, the loss with Rick leading up to it, looking for somebody to kind of confide in, to sort of build her up, then the betrayal, and then the sneakiness of the betrayal. Let's reserve a little bit and see how it plays out. It may come together a little bit more on television. So, lots of inquiring minds, a lot of interest. Yeah, whoever this person is, anytime you come in a stream, slow Dan, your little asshat, and the first thing you type is, "Are you stupid?" then don't ever come into our stream again. How about that? There's your exit. If you want to disagree, you come in and you respectfully disagree. You state your opinion. But that's not the way we do things here. There are other channels that would love to have an idiot just like you go participate. So go hang out over there. Go make them miserable. Don't come into our stream and make anybody here miserable. All right. Now, let's get to the good stuff, everybody. We're going to wind this thing down. We are about 18 minutes in, so I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to keep this relatively short because there's going to be some people watching the playback. If you guys are watching the playback, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up, share it, talk about it, subscribe to us, hang out. Delaware Sasquatch, last minute super chat. If all the kids not killed could be whispers, very possible. If some of them got away, that would be an interesting storyline. So, and we'll see. I still think Negan's wives, we haven't heard from them. Could be whispers, could be Oceanside. I want to see how that plays out in 15. We heard the Oceanside is going to show up at the fair, so I think a lot of good stuff still to come. I would love for each and every one of you to be here at 8 o'clock tonight. We will be doing Freestyle Friday. We're going to start with the Walking Dead topic, and then the Super Chatters control the stream. So it starts out, and it definitely it goes south really, really quickly. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate everybody being here. I want to give a shout-out to all the Patreons up there in the top left-hand corner. And as I said, brand new Patreon, Deidre Lesage. Also, we've got some channel members here, some new channel members as well. Check those guys out. We got Sheila, Tina Nicole, William the Billboard, Kitty Cat, Sam D, also Neufeld. Thank you so much, everybody. And a ton of Super Chats. This is some mid-afternoon Super Chat madness. We got Valar Super Chatting, Kimberly M, Pete D, William the Billboard, Mitch True, Angie Homan, Beta Chosen One, Damon DeRizio, and Delaware Sasquatch. Thank you so much. Appreciate everything that you guys do. And on that note, everybody, we're going to wind it down. Thanks, and I will see all of you at 8 o'clock tonight right here. Peace.